Hey, thank you all for being here. I know a few of you. I recognize a couple of faces from times before, but I do want to say thank you for being involved. Okay, the captain mentioned it, but I'm going to tell you that, and I just told an HOA meeting a few minutes ago. Being here well over 35 years with the county police, there was a time when we as the police department believed that the community needed us, and I will tell you, like I told them. In the last 10 or 15 years, there's been a tremendous paradigm shift. And the fact remains that we need the community as much as you need us, if not more. Okay? We cannot do what we're doing by ourselves. We can't do it without your support. We can't do it without your backing. We can't do it without your financial support. We strive, and I think we do a great job at having the best police department that we can provide. And I stand before you as a very, very senior member of the department and telling you we hold our people accountable. We hold them accountable to you and to our standards. When our officers make mistakes, hey, we're going to be the first ones to step up to you and say, we made a mistake, we're going to fix it, and we're going to work to make sure that it never happens again. But I'm going to tell you, we're also going to be the ones that are going to step up when we're not wrong, and we're going to take up for our guys. And we're going to say, no, enough is enough. We're not going to listen to the social media or some media outlet that only wants to portray the bad side of something from the publicity perspective instead of telling the truth and the whole truth. So we've had some incidents recently, and we don't apologize for what the officers did because they were right. We'll be the first ones to take care of the ones that are wrong, but when we're right, my goodness, we're right, and we appreciate your support for that. Thank you so much for being here tonight. You're getting ready to have a great, great discussion with Sergeant Mobley and Officer Vereen, who are experts in explosive ordnance disposal. They are the heart and soul of the bomb team that we have. They're two of the many members. Sergeant Mobley is one of the acting team commanders. Tremendous amount of background in it. A former Marine, first-class guy. He's also a detective here at Precinct 1. You'll notice all the precinct detectives that are working here tonight are always here for you to answer questions. The other thing that I want you to take advantage of, and I ask the fire department to bring out for us, is we asked you a while back for a SPLOS, your special options sales tax, and you graciously approved it. Whether somebody's in the audience that said, I didn't vote for that, it's okay, I get it. But you also, from time to time, when we ask you to support us, you ought to see what you're supporting. And what you're supporting, in part, under that public safety component of it, was that gray vehicle that you see right there. We've been working out of a small motorhome as an incident command center for some 15 or 20 years. The vehicle was antiquated. It was in need of a lot of maintenance. Just like everything else, particularly in public safety, technology expands very quickly. And in order to keep up with the technology demands that police departments need now, we needed new equipment. And the public was gracious enough to say, okay, we'll support you on this one, but I want you to see what your tax dollars, in this case pennies, but for some of you, depending on how much you spend, if you're like my wife, it's dollars, because she likes that, but that's fine. But I want you to take, and I asked the fire department to bring this truck out and to set it up for you so that you can see. And when you visit this truck, ask the technician that's on board the questions. The way that it works is the fire department, because they have the big trucks and the big driver's license, they operate it for us. So they've all been trained on the computer systems and how to bring this vehicle to life so that we, myself, the incident commanders, and others can utilize the technology in it. When we took delivery of it, which was just at the end of May, we took delivery of the most technologically advanced command vehicle in the United States. Brand new right off the assembly line. We put together a team of individuals from Cobb County of all from all the different disciplines, from the police, the fire, the 911, the sheriff's office. We sat down and we developed what would we need in a vehicle to sustain us for the foreseeable future, so that we're not buying something today. It's like building a road. I'm convinced that when they build a road, they're already planning the next lane. over. So I don't know why they just don't build it the size anyway. But we built this to carry us into the foreseeable future, and we built it so that it's an upgradable vehicle. Instead of having to replace it, yes, at some point it'll outlive its service life, but we have a long time where we can supplement it in small increments as opposed to having to make a major investment. It's not a secret. You gave us $1.5 million to build this truck. We spent 1.3 of your money. We put the other 200,000 back in there, but we have bought and made sure that you have here the most technical advanced vehicle in anybody's fleet anywhere. And I want you to see it. I run this precinct, so it's my building, but it's your house because you paid for it. And I want you to see what you bought and what your money goes to. You look around this bay, you're going to see some amazing apparatuses because public safety in Cobb County is committed to giving you the very, very best that we can do. And I'm going to take up for the firefighters. You can have the greatest firemen in the world, but if they don't have the equipment to do the job, they can't do the job. Same thing with the police officers. So thank you for being a part of our community. Thank you for coming tonight and showing your support. And please, please, please don't miss an opportunity to see what you pay for because it's very important. And I think you can carry that message back to people and go, hey, they're not wastefully spending the money. They got something that they actually need and that works. And when you see it, you're going to see how impressive that the unit is. Just a little bit on it. That center right there, from in that truck, we can do everything we can do from the 911 center in Marietta. There's 4 stations in there where operators can come in there and just take over. They close the door, they can dispatch everything they need to do from there. And from an incident commander's perspective, whether I'm dealing with the SWAT team, the bomb team, the dive team, a hazardous material situation in conjunction with the fire department, it gives us everything we need to provide the ultimate public safety for you. So thank you very much for allowing us to do that. Before I turn it over to Sergeant Mobley, I want to ask you, is there any questions that you want to ask about the Cobb County Police Department? Anything you've seen in the media that you don't understand, anything that you've heard on television or social media or rumor. If you've heard it, let me either confirm or deny it. And most importantly, hopefully I can give you the true facts as opposed to what you might have got from 30 seconds on the television or worse. So I open the floor up. There's nothing off the board or off the table that you can ask. I'll answer anything.
Do you offer something for the citizens, like a Citizen Academy?
We do. The question is, do we offer a Citizens Academy? We do. We run several a year. Matter of fact, we just finished one for the Hispanic community, completely in Spanish, and we did it for them there. But yes, we do. We have one graduating. That's graduating, Demetrius.
They just graduated this week.
That's right. It did. That's right. It was Tuesday night. I think we graduated one. So we will be putting together another one. There's information on our website about applying for it. You can call the captain or myself, and we can do it. Basically, you fill out an application. We'll do a vetting process. We're not interested in bringing in the lead guy from the local gang to teach them how we do stuff, but it's a great opportunity to see the inner workings of public safety in general, because you'll get to see everything across the spectrum in places that civilians don't normally get to go.
You know when the next one will be?
They're usually, they'll end now and they'll be a month or so, before they'll do the vetting. They'll take applications, and then I don't remember what the class cap is. I think it's 24 or 25. Don't hold me to that. But if you want in or you want information, by all means, either get a hold of myself, Captain Bullock, or the website. If you need a reference and you got a marginal background, call me. Maybe I can help you out a little bit. But seriously, I would love for you guys, as many of you who want to take that, to take it. It's a great opportunity for insight into the back side and the inner workings of public safety. We do for the people who graduate that program. We do. Now, to expand on that, we do ride-alongs for people that are criminal justice majors wanting to go into some form of law enforcement. We do ride-alongs for potential applicants that are trying to decide whether they want to come to work for the Cobb County Police Department, we'll certainly do that. Again, we vet their background to make sure we're doing the right thing. We put them in body armor, we give them some instructions, and we'll put them with a veteran officer to ride the road. In certain instances, we'll approve those. So certain community members that express an interest, I would tell you there's a safety committee, Cobb County Safety Committee, Public Safety Committee. There's all kinds of things, but if you're truly interested in it, if we can get together later, work out and see if there's opportunities to make that available to you for a ride along one night. Yes, ma'am.
As a comment to this gentleman, I encourage you to go.
You went through it.
I went through it last year.
Right.
And it was absolutely wonderful. And for anybody here that turns around and says, oh, I'm a senior citizen, I can't do it. Well, I went through it, and there was a lady that was older than I who also completed it.
So she was in her 40s.
Yes.
I got it. Got it.
So I encourage everybody here to apply and do it. It is a very knowledgeable and considerable learning tool that you understand what our police department is going through.
Yep.
And they cover 911, they cover your safety
Safety Village.
village. You go to the morgue. So many things that you wouldn't have the opportunity of seeing. So don't let your age stop you. Do it.
Right. I agree with you. Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
How long is the class?
The class, I think we went through, was 10 or 12 weeks. And
Right.
it was in the evenings, it was on a Tuesday.
But it's one night a week.
For about 2-3 hours.
Yeah.
3 hours.
And you'll
It's-
learn where Valor Drive is. I know where it is now, so.
Right.
If I'm ever
That's
there,
where our training academy is. And
shooting range.
right. Yep. And just so you know, with that same SPLOST that we were talking about, we've made significant progress. One of the things we asked for was facility enhancements. This building here has some structural issues over time. It's been here since the mid-70s. Is that right? 80s? I don't remember when we built it. In mid-80s, we built this building. But it's got some issues, as does the other precincts. So we're looking to upgrade those, and that's in progress. We also are needing a new headquarters. We've outgrown it, and it's a vintage building with some issues. So we're working on that. We've made some great progress in buying an existing piece of property and converting it, which is much cheaper than building from the ground up. And we're also in the final stages of confirming a location for a new training center. Again, a large facility, 120-something thousand square feet, that was a pre-existing commercial property that the county's been able to work a tremendous value on, that'll give us the opportunity to move our training, our police and public safety training, well into the future. I mean, we're talking 20 or 30 years we should be sustainable. A new firing range that'll be indoors, technology that we can provide the officers that we currently cannot, driving track opportunities, and a lot of things to enhance their safety and yours. So again, thank you for your willingness to support us like that. Any other questions?
I have another comment.
Go for it.
It doesn't concern humans, but I want to comment your 911 center. I had an occasion to see a hawk get hit by 2 cars on Roswell Road over in East Cobb.
A hawk?
A hawk.
Bird.
It's a red-shouldered bird.
Yeah, okay, hawk.
That poor thing was hit by 2 cars, was still alive. I pulled off the road, didn't know what to do. I dialed 911 and figured, let them give me the number for Animal Control, which is also a police department. And she stayed with me as I went back to retrace the steps of the car. Your 911 center, even though it wasn't human, it was an animal emergency. It was wonderful.
Great.
Oh, that's
And
nice.
they even they saved the bird. Well, in a way, we're still not sure whether it'll survive. But it was a female adult who had a nest, and if it wasn't for your 911 center, I don't think the bird would have been alive.
Great, great. Well, thank you. We're very proud, and I can tell you we're very, very proud of our 911 staff. They're awesome. They're awesome up there. And again, it's a tribute to you guys. You give us everything we need to do our job. So thank you very much. Anything else that I can add to your evening by way of answer or information? Okay, with that, Sergeant Mobley. Oh, Sergeant Lieutenant Zell.
Good evening, everyone. How are y'all? once again, I appreciate your patience. We've kind of had two different meetings going on at the same time, but I also appreciate you showing up for pens. For those of you who are new to the pens, well, I'm in charge of our property crime detectives here at Precinct 1. As you can see, we investigate most of our crimes of burglary, car break-ins, thefts, some harassing communications, some misdemeanor or low-grade personal crimes like battery, two guys get into a fight or something like that. So, and we also, part of our duties is to put on these pens. We run the pens newsletter, which y'all probably got either through social media or email, and keep you up to date on recent crime trends in the area and just any information that we can. And also we use that if we are experiencing a uptick in a certain type of crime in a certain area. We also use that to help advise the folks that live in that area of what's happening, so they can be aware and be on the lookout if we're looking for any particular people. But so for today's pens meeting, we usually like to have a good topic to converse. Bring people in, get to see stuff that most of the public usually doesn't normally get to see. And in that regard, what we chose was due to a lot of recent events, particularly events that were going on in Texas here a couple months ago and other places, is our bomb squad, or our EOD squad. Our bomb squad is probably one of the oldest in the state. Sergeant Mobley is our resident. We are lucky enough, he is one of my sergeants. I have two sergeants and then 6 detectives. And he's also does double duty, actually kind of triple and quadruple duty lately, as one of our bomb techs. And he's one of the senior bomb techs with the department. We are a regional squad, bomb squad, meaning that they would not only respond to incidents involving or suspected incidents involving bombs or suspected devices within Cobb County, they can also go anywhere in Northwest Georgia. I think they can even go up into maybe out of state into Tennessee or maybe Alabama if needed. If other agencies that don't have the ability or don't have a bomb squad, need that resource, which is another plus, a big plus for living in Cobb County, that this is just one of the resources that we have at our disposal, and that we pretty much handle a wide variety of incidents where a lot of local agencies, even agencies that touch Cobb County, don't have those resources. So it's another plus for living in Cobb. So, any questions over anything? Any questions about any crime trends? Anything you've seen in the newsletter? Okay. Without further ado, I'll introduce Sergeant Mobley.
All right, how y'all doing this evening? Everybody all right this evening? Yes. All right, as what Lieutenant just said, I'm Sergeant Mobley with the Cobb County Bomb Squad. I'm the assistant commander. Also, I'm the CIU detective here, supervisor here with our CIU unit here. I'm gonna give you a little history on the bomb squad. Basically, the bomb squad was established back in 1980s, the early 80s, with a sergeant back at that time. Was a one-man bomb squad, which he retired here, Major Rollo Green, with like 43 years of service, who's still living and kicking. I went to visit him back here a couple months ago. He's still doing well. 43 years at this department itself. When they started, it was just one guy. The only thing they had was a simple bomb suit and what we call a pan here. Right now, the bomb squad consists of 8 men. We have a commander, assistant commander, and 6 techs. At this point, we only have assistant commander, commander, and 3 techs, and we have 3 waiting to go to school. We are now what they call a level 1 bomb squad. A level 1 bomb squad consists of different types of things. You got to have a response vehicle, which we call the LDV. That's a response vehicle. We got everything in that vehicle that we need, as in carrying the robots, our chemical suits. We can go in there and operate all these robots out of there. You got to have a trailer to remove any kind of explosive devices that we have to recover. This is what we call a TCV, a total containment vessel. This spear-shaped ball on the back of here is made out of, it's like submarine type metal. It will withstand up to 20 pounds of explosive. We do about 5 or 6 shots in there with like 1 pound of C4 in there. But we don't usually try to blow some up in here. We're transported. We go somewhere, get a call, robot picks it up. It's a ramp that come off the back there. We drive the robot up there. It's all remote control. We be back here somewhere. We can open up the door, robot go in, put it in there, close it up, It's a gate in the back. It goes inside. We take it somewhere and we take it back off, and then we'll detonate it there. Now, if it happened to go while we're going down the road, you're good. Because most things that we put in there is small enough that withstand that. If it's a point that we cannot take it out, it's leaking or something like that, we get the military to come, they unbolt this, they can fly this whole ball away somewhere, and we detonate it somewhere, way off out of Georgia somewhere in the desert, wherever they need to take it to. So that's something else they can do. This can be removed, it can be taken apart and flown off. At that point, the level 1 team, you got to have a hazmat materials. We have all hazmat materials. All bomb techs have to go to hazmat school. Once you go to hazmat school, you go to what they call an FBI hazard device school. It's down in Huntsville, Alabama. It's a 7-week course. It's about $30,000 a student to go there. The county front the lodging of it, just for us one tech to go down. We got one leaving in November. You're looking at about $65,000 to $7,000 for that one tech just for lodging, just to stay there, not counting anything else. The government pay everything else for the school. Once he go to that school, he come back, he's go what we call up under a senior tech, and we teach him the role. But before then, he's on the squad about 18 months before he even go to school. 18 months to 2 years before he go to school. We got 3 guys waiting to go. One going in November, we got 2 more going in April. Both of them have been on the team for about 2 years. But we train them up as much as we can, so when they get to the school, you know, they pretty much good. And at that point, we got several different types of things here that I wanted to show you all. The bomb suit itself. This bomb suit is weigh about 80 pounds with the helmet. This bomb suit is designed for us when we walk up on a device, only if we had to. Usually we use that suit if the robots is down, or we in an area that we can't get in there with the robots and we have to go in there with the suit to remove something while rigging it. We hook up different types of ropes and stuff, and we can rig it from a distance. What we call time, distance, and shielding. We got to get in an area where time away, we distance, and we shielding ourselves in case it go. The guy who designed this suit, basically, he blew up different types of items at different feet and decided what type of explosive and the weight that will withstand the blast in the suit. So he blew himself up about 5 or 6 times before he said, you know, that's enough. I can feel it now, so I'm gonna stop. So that's how we came up with the specs on how far we can get to an explosive device when it blow up, and we'll be okay. So usually any tech do not want to walk up on a device unless they have to. And what we call a category A, if it's on a person, ain't no need us going in on the suit, because if I come in on that suit and you got some of the device on you and I got that suit on, would you want me working on you with that suit? So we takes all that stuff off, put it down, and we do what we have to do and try to keep you calm. And there'll be times that you have to do that type stuff. And then sometimes we don't know if that's the enemy trying to hurt us, or he really a victim, or she's really a victim. You know, I'll give you an example. A guy robbed a bank. They caught him out in the middle of the parking lot. He had what they call a collar bomb, a collar device on, an IED, an improvised explosive device around his neck. As he was out there, the officers wasn't sure was he the enemy or he was a true victim. At that time, they waiting out trying to figure out what to do, because there's things around him, the officer looking at it, and the guy said he started hearing it going off. But what happened, a female and a male had put this around his neck and told him to go rob this bank. So he did it, but he got caught in the parking lot. So it started going off. He like, it's gonna blow up, it's gonna blow up. So at that point, the officer's saying, if you don't notice, how you know it's gonna blow up? But he heard something, and within a minute or two from them a distance, it went off. So you can imagine what happened on that. So it's stuff like that that happens. So that's what we had the suit for. If we don't use the suit, the first thing we want to do, we call go remote, and you stay remote if you have to. This is one of our new robots here. We carry this around in our vehicle. We've been had this one almost a year, maybe like 9 months. I got it on a grant. It's about $70,000. I can take this and put it in my car and drive to a call. Well, we keep it in the car at all times. Take it out, put it down, set it up, and drive it on something and get it. Agent Vereen is inside this truck right now. He's gonna be driving this one. He had a call last week. A UPS truck had a suspicious package in the back. He got on the scene first, pulled out the robot, went in the back of the truck, got the package, put it out, we x-rayed it. It was nothing. But that's how quick we can get in there and do it. Call lasts about 20 minutes, but it was done. We have the other 2 robots here. This right here, what we call a HD6. This is like our Corvette. The F6 is like a 4x4. This is our baby right here. This is one we need to do all the main work. This is more surveillance, it's fast. The Air Force designed this one here for the guys in the Air Force. Most of these robots are controlled by a remote like an Xbox, a PlayStation, like your grandkids or your kids or yourself might be playing. They use that and they basically directed towards the kids that coming in the military, and that's what they playing every day, the Xbox and the PlayStation, so it's easy for them to drive. When I first came on 11 years ago, we had to do knobs. It was knobs and a little joystick, that was it. Now they got a little different thing that you use now, and I almost have to learn how to redo some of this stuff. You get the younger kids that come on now, you show them one time, they got it. This robot here, what we call the F6, it's identical to the robot that blew up in 1996 down at the Centennial Park Olympics. That's identical robot that blew up. When they designed this robot, it didn't have the tires on it at first. It was just the articulators, the little tracks you see. It was designed to go on an airplane, to go down the aisles of an airplane, to go up into your cargo and pick up any kind of IED or suspicious package out of it and go. They later decided to put tires on it for mobility to make it move a little faster. So that's where that comes from when they put the tires on. I can take those tires off just like that and put them back on. It'll go upstairs, go around corners, all that type of stuff. And they're not always used for bombs, for a bomb squad. Sometimes we can assist SWAT. They can have a barricaded subject inside the house that did a domestic type thing and he don't want to come out and he barricaded himself inside that house. We can drive that robot up. It got cameras on it, several cameras. We can talk to it and we can put a water shot on it or a shot on it, and we can breach the door with a water. We use just this water right here and what you call a blank cartridge that look like a shotgun shell. We put in the back, we put into the, like the little shotgun barrels that you see on there, pour water in there, and we fire it from there, and it'll blow a hole into the doorknob and knock the door open. We take the robot in. We usually do dual robots. We go in, one robot go in the room cleared, another robot go in the room cleared. Then you have a TAC officer standing out. We clear as much as we can. They'll take ground. But you're keeping our officer from getting hurt. You know, like for me, for instance, I'm not going to go in that bomb suit unless I have to. If I see an IED there, you know, do you want me to go pick it up? Should I go pick that IED up, that bomb, the Swiss package? I mean, it's okay, right, for me to pick it up, right? It's not. Why not? I can go to Walmart and get me another hand if it blow up, right? Or I'll go to Home Depot and build me an arm, right? But that's why we use the robots. That's the reason we use it. We got different types of things that you might not realize that goes around in your backyard. If those who are not familiar with this type of stuff, we have what we call a galvanized pipe bomb. Some of them call it metal pipe bomb. End caps. They load this thing with black powder, tacks, glass, nails. Sometimes they put a fuse on it and sometimes they don't. But this is the type of stuff that you see when you hear a pipe bomb. It could be this. This is what you call a PVC pipe bomb. They put contractions on it. You got a rat trap on there, and they can put what they call a booby trap, fishing wire going down the line. You walking by and it hit it, and it's just like a piece of cheese. When the rat hit it and it snapped, it causes this to detonate the same way. PVC, but we have a thing what we call this disruptor. We put it on there, and we shoot a round, and it escapes. It's basically a clay round. It hits here, bounce, and it takes the end cap off. Sometimes you can mess it up and it can cramp it, and it's you can piss it off. But we try not to do that, because when you hit it, it's gonna fly up under something, then we got to go in there and find it or rig it out. Up in ball ground up there, I had small PVC pipe bombs like this, but it was a PVC type. About 80 acres of land, a guy was making them and throwing them out there, blowing them up in his little pond. Myself and the agent here had to go up in there, rig it out the water. I had to go in there and put what they call a loop on it and rig it out of the water with a rope and bring it up so we can shoot it, because you couldn't shoot it in water. It's stuff like that, but I'm in the suit when I do this stuff because you couldn't get the robot. It was so muddy. When I step up to it, the mud was going up to my ankle, so I'm stuck. Had to pull on the tree limb to get out. You know, they almost had to rig me out of there. But we have stuff like that. Now, they try to trick us. They come what they call a elbow PVC. This is what you call an elbow. You see the end caps is different. It's threaded inside instead of the outside. So they call themselves tricking us, so it's hard to take the end caps off. But on a PVC, you just have to bend it. Once I crack it, it's no good. Once you bend it, it's no good. So that's all we have to do. We just have to shoot it with a water shot to crack it, to vent it. That's what we do. VHS tape, right? That's what you put a VHS in, a recorder, right? Sitting in the house, you never know. But when you open it up, this is what you have. Basic stuff like this. See that kind of stuff? Anytime, I know y'all seen what's going on in the news down in Texas, suspicious package, the guy that delivering the packages down in Texas, blowing up people and stuff like that. You know, once we start looking at the aftermath, we've seen videos and pictures of the suspect, and you can see him walking in buildings with gloves on, carrying a package. stuff like that. When you see packages, you can't say every package is suspicious, but you never know what's around you. You never know. We give training to the Braves security. You know, we got a whole lot of structures around here that we would consider a hard target. You know, you got the Dobbins Air Force Base, you got Lockheed, you got Braves Stadium, you got Six Flags. You have a whole lot of stuff around here that we have to look at as a threat for any type of IEDs where people try to do something to you. The Home Depot headquarters, the same thing. We get a whole chemical calls there and stuff like that, white powder calls, stuff like that. So, in that note, sir, what's your name?
Jason.
Jason? I'll never forget it because my first name is Jason. Do me a favor. Is that your backpack? That's your backpack, sir? Who backpack? Can you do me a favor? You pass that backpack, sir? Can we bring it up here for me?
Sure.
Yeah, I didn't mind. I just want to make sure, see who name in it. You do me a favor? Turn around for me. Just turn around and hold it for me. Basically, this backpack right here, plain, right? Kids backpack, college campus, high school, in the mall, whatever. Can you hold it for me, sir? When you look at something like that, not saying every backpack that you see is going to be like this. Just that y'all know everything here is training, okay? Everything is training. But you never know what he's sitting beside. The whole time he's sitting here, he have no clue what's beside him. But when you're walking around, you see something suspicious, you never know what's in it. Not only if it got this, it got a timer on it. If you can see it down here, bring it down a little bit for him so you can see it. It's a timer. It's what we call a safe arm switch. He got a timer. Basically, it's a safe arm switch, a timer in case you give it a time. Or he have a switch here, what they call a mechanical switch. Is it sitting down? If you pick it up, it'll go. Somebody knock it over, it'll go. If not, it's gonna go on the time. So something like this don't mean every time you walk in the mall or you walk around the park and you see this laying around, it don't mean that this is gonna be in it. But you have to be mindful of your surroundings, and if you see something, you know, think about it, because there's a difference between a suspicious package and an unattended package. Basically, that's an unattended package right there because it's among you all, but you still can be deemed suspicious. Now, if I had this same backpack and you see me walking through the mall and I'm on the phone walking through the mall and I'm looking around and I put this backpack down and you see me take off running, that's suspicious, right? You want to call somebody. And he put this down, you don't think too much of it. Or you walk through the mall, you see that backpack sitting there, you've been in an hour, you come back through and it's still sitting there, you might want to let security know or let somebody know, hey, that backpack been sitting there for a long time. It don't always have to be a backpack. It can be a brown paper bag rolled up. You wouldn't believe what you can put in a brown paper bag. You can take this grenade here, a real grenade, take the pin out, they put it inside of water and they freeze it, sit it outside. Once the heat melt the water, what the grenade do? The pin opens, boom, you just got an ID right there. It can be anything, you know, so it's something for you to think about. This is the type of stuff that you might see if you go in somebody's house or you see this somewhere. Don't always think that they'll make an explosive, because some people make fireworks and stuff, because some of this stuff is considered like fireworks, but it's illegal now. It's illegal. You got your black powder, you got your det cord, you have different types of stuff here, your dynamite. If you see this right here, it got like a little gray crystal on it. That's what you call leaking dynamite. That's what's something dangerous. It's very sensitive. We don't want to mess with it. Sometimes we have to what they call BIP, BIP. We'll blow in place. We will not touch it. You know, it could be in an old barn, somewhere like that. Most of your farmers had that type stuff, and it can be in an old barn. And we don't want to mess with it. We'll blow it up right there in that spot if we have to. Sometimes we can remove it. We got different types of chemicals that we can desensitize this, put it on there and break it up where it won't hurt us. But we try not to mess with it as much. You can put it down, LT. Different stuff here. Those who don't see it, you got different things here. Plastic explosives. Anybody heard of C4, right? That's what it looked like. This is training, but this is C4. This is a pound of C4. We use like one of these in the back of here to blow up something. But it'll withstand 20 of these. Stuff you see on TV is one thing, but it really is dangerous. But it's C4. You got commercial grade, and then you have military grade explosives, stuff like that. You have different type of det cord. You got time fuse. You have, as you can see, you have this a little small pipe bomb that somebody made, another TVC, a metal pipe, different type of grenades. Those who don't know what grenades are, these are different type of grenades. Sometimes you can see them and there could be nothing inside, a novelty that you can buy at a military surplus, but people try to fill them in and make them real. They'll try to do different types of things to make this a real grenade. And believe it or not, we found real grenades. Someone been in the military, World War II or something, they pass away, their kids come along, go into their attic and start cleaning out, and they call us our real grenade. HE with the yellow band around it. Those who's in the military know that's real high explosive. It really can hurt you. We had a kid up in Bartow about 3 weeks ago. They found what they thought was a baseball or a ball. They throwing it around. A guy noticed it and got it from him. Come and find out it was a real grenade. But they didn't know it. You know, different types of things like that. We get calls. We had a call here a couple months ago where we had to use our Tyvek suits, level 1. We in a doggone Tyvek suit with breathing apparatus. We had a hazmat team along with us. It was like a radiation, what we call a radiation hit. They got a radiation hit on the house while we was inside. And we didn't know what it was at the time. And we still not 100% sure, but long story short, lady husband was a bomb tech years ago. He passed away, son passed away, and she realized there was some explosive stuff that possibly in the house. We went in the house and looked, we found several IEDs in an ammo can. From that point we went in and we couldn't go back in for a while because the hazmat team got an alert on the radiation inside the house. So we had to back off, put on different types of suit, call in the FBI, call in the military, all types of stuff come in, different type of what we call mutual aid come in and assist us doing readings till we can make it safe or we can go back in. So different types of things that we always have to do dealing with just IEDs. I think I done went on most of the stuff that we have up here. Another thing, we do what they call outreach program for kids. We go around to different schools, just like I'm giving you this stuff here. I do this to kids too at their school. We go around to schools probably once every 2 weeks. We go into a different school, giving an outreach program to kids, educating them on different type of devices. They're in the yard playing, riding their bicycle, and they see something like this, and they go pick it up. Mama, look what I found. You know, we don't want them picking it up. So we try to teach them not to touch stuff, but if you're familiar with it and see it. I had one kid, I was telling them about the suspicious package. They come home, they see a box sitting on the front porch, and they pick it up and bring it in the house. I said, oh, tell your parents you got a package out there and let them get it. You don't pick it up. It was a kid. The parent ended up telling me about it. Matter of fact, it was Lieutenant Zay's daughter friend would not touch the package. Mama said, get the package. Nope. The bomb squad said, do not pick up package. Let the parents pick it up. So they picked it up. Like, what you talking about? They didn't realize they had a class on suspicious packages. But you know, like I say, it don't mean every package you see is suspicious, but always be mindful. You know it didn't come to you. You know you haven't ordered anything, and it got your name on it, or it might not have your name on it. You don't want to just pick it up and read it or kick it. Call us. It don't take us for a minute. Call the police, and they'll come out and check it, or they'll deem it whether it's suspicious or whatever. We come out. We got X-ray capability, just like you go to the doctor and he can tell if your arm broke. I can take an X-ray, put on this bag, take a quick picture of it, and look at it and say, oh, ain't nothing there but some kids' tennis shoes and an apple. And I'm gone, and that's it. Or I can say it's a pipe bomb inside there. So that's how fast it takes for us to do stuff like that. So at this point, I'm let y'all walk up on the rope, up on the truck so y'all can see that in a minute, but I'm gonna get Agent Vereen to run this robot here so y'all can see when we go on a response. We go on a response and we can take this out the car and not wait until we bring the big truck with all the robots on. We can take this out the car and put it down and use this just as quick and as fast. Anybody got any other different kind of questions? Any questions? Yes, ma'am.
Besides like overseas in war, who uses those kind of things?
Say one more time.
Besides overseas, like in war, who uses those kind of things?
Right here, domestic, whether you believe it or not. Everything you see here is in the United States. There's nothing here that comes from overseas. Everything out here was found or used right here in the United States. Majority of this is right here in Georgia.
So like gangs use it?
Some gangs, but you got some people that just want to make the stuff or want to experiment with it. You can go, I mean, to be honest, you can almost go to QT and get just about anything you need to hurt somebody. I mean, it's that simple. You know, stuff on the internet, kids trying it. You know, had one up here in Bartow County where he had in his bedroom and he brought a part of it to school and the teacher seen it. They finally called GBI, they went in and dealt with it. At that point, he had everything there. It's like he had a gun, he had everything, but he was missing a bullet when it come to an IED. And it was laying in plain view in his room, and his parents thought, hey, I thought it was a school project. So it's just something to think about when you got grandkids or kids and you see them messing with stuff, you see this kind of stuff, you're like, hey, what you doing with that? So it's just something to think about when you see different type of stuff. You have something else too? All right. At this point, I'm gonna get Agent Vereen to operate this robot here for you for a second, and some of the other, and then you get y'all to walk on the truck and y'all can see how we operate. Everything we operate is from that truck. And it can go it depends on the terrain, meaning the trees or the building, and we can operate it like from here. If he was parked here and we had an IED over in that wood line, we could sit here and run the robot all the way across there and pick it up and move it in a safe distance. We don't always have to walk up on it in the suit. I'm gonna move it. Hey, yeah, yeah. That's our newest robot. We just got, like I said, we just got that about 6-7 months ago. It was on a grant, about $65,000 for that. And it really works well for quick response, trying to get us to do something with it. All right. I'm just gonna put some over there so he can pick it up. Hey, you see that on the tire right there at the door? I just put a pipe bomb over there. Just pick that up and bring it back to me, okay? It's 3 different versions of this robot. This is the smallest one. It's another one a little bit bigger than that, and there's another one a little bit bigger than that one. This is the best one worked for us because we had these 2 here, and then we got a 3rd one and another response vehicle in case we have 2 calls at the same time in the state or anywhere, because we can go anywhere the FBI wants us to go. But we usually stay within like Tennessee, Alabama area. You know, Atlanta have 2 bomb squads. Gwinnett have one, DeKalb, Clayton County. You know, they have one in the airport, so that we can assist each other at any time. And you know, it takes a lot of training to use these things because of perception. You think you're right here, picking it up, but you're really right here. So it can make you, yes sir, especially when you're in the suit itself.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Now see, he from a distance, he can't see this, but we got video that he can see. It got videos inside it, so he's seeing what he's doing. So he can get this stuff and carry it on. Sometimes we'll bring a second robot down, which we usually do, and we can turn it around on that robot. He can see dual. You know, it got infrared on it. At nighttime, it don't change anything. If it's raining, it don't change anything. And the best thing about it, these parts, if it blow up, Clinton, Tennessee is where they designed this one and this one. We go right to Tennessee. We can drive it there 3.5 hours and get a part or send it up to them. They'll send it right back to us. This one here come out of Canada, but it's just as good. We did the research, but that's the best one we had for the size and the money. So you can imagine we get a call, pull up in your vehicle, take the robot out. He can set that up in the back of his hatchback and start working it. You see this on the side of the road somewhere, we shut the road down, get it out, boom, traffic back to normal. I made it kind of easy. Usually they don't be that easy, you know. It'd be the whole damn about this big, you have to rig it or something. These things move about as fast as as fast as a riding lawnmower. About as fast as a riding lawnmower move, that's about how fast these here move.
Oh, it happened.
Okay, I guess we all going to say hello to Jeep. Nah. That's why it's not real, because it do happen.
Yeah, I can remember.
Yeah, there's just no way you can keep that kind of stuff. There again, that's why you got the robot doing it. So you used to
Yes, sir, because if I go over there and do that and drop it, I'm history.
Oh yeah.
So do you try to just grab a part of it or the whole thing?
Well, when you're grabbing something like that, when you're looking at it,
Like what he's trying to
because
do
see,
now.
it's like a grip, your hand. If you grab it like here, it's you want to get it as much as you can. Sometimes you might have to move it here just to get it and lay it back down so you can re-grip it. You re-grip it. Yes, you can re-grip it.
Position.
Yes, it'd be awkward. And you think about one that's small, something like this, sit somewhere in a corner. You know, sometimes we can't even get it with a robot. I have to go up there with a suit and put what they call a hasty loop on it, like a rope, and you put it on there and you barely pull it. You hook up a hook to it, and when you pull it tight and I drag it out, then we go back up the robot and take it. So it's different things like that. So sometimes we have picked it up with the stem itself and try to pull it out with the fuse here. Try to pull it out.
Oh, yeah.
Now, when you go in the truck, you can see how trying to do this stuff blind and at night in someone's house with clothes and sofas in there, or you're in a warehouse somewhere. We go up here to FedEx and train. You know, and y'all see what happened up here when the shooting happened at FedEx right here. We actually responded from right here because this is where all our special ops is. You got the bomb, you got the hazmat, and you got the SWAT right here. So we ran across most of it.
Do they have any lights on this to go on?
Yes, it got infrared lights. It can look in the dark. It can do. Thank you, sir.
Like a dog.
Can I have it back? Okay, so y'all see how this robot work here? At this point, y'all welcome to look at all this. You can walk up on the truck. You can see him in there operating this, and you can see how it works inside, okay?